want to really quick talk about how to get the most tomatoes out of your tomato plants. So the idea with growing tomatoes is to grow more fruit and less leaves. So the tomato plant is a hot weather plant and it consumes a tremendous amount of energy growing quickly. And you can see here's my tomatoes in my raised bed and gardens here. And I'm going to teach you how to prune them so that instead of growing leaves, you grow more tomatoes. The purpose of some of these branches on the tomato plant are to actually start more tomatoes. So they're for propagation. Since we've already started our tomatoes from seed, we don't really need to propagate. So instead of using them for propagation, which is their natural purpose, we're going to take those off. Those are called suckers. Now, they're called suckers because they suck the life out of your tomato yield. I actually don't know if that's why they call that, but. All right, so here's the tomato plant. You can see, here's one that I haven't done yet. I've done most of them, but here's one that I haven't, that I missed here. So you have a main stem that's going up, okay? And then off of the main stem, you have these branches that come out, and the branches come out and form what are called an armpit, okay? In the armpits, you have a sucker. Now this sucker eventually, if you let it grow, it will eventually form basically another plant. This is meant for propagation, so it will grow a whole new plant. Branches will come out of it, like another stem, like another lead stem. So this fat one right here is your lead stem. This is the branches coming off, and then you will have a sucker right here. So what we're gonna do is, we don't need to propagate, so we're just gonna take this sucker and just pluck it. So now you can look for them in every armpit. You see? There's another armpit right there, and it has a sucker in it. They always grow out of the armpit. So right there's another one going up. You just go up the tomato plant. Now, instead of worrying about propagation, what you're going to make this tomato plant do is start to fruit quickly. And I'm going to show you the result in a minute here. I have one that's already, it's got flowers and it's actually starting to form little tiny fruits. Now, another thing I do is, you want air to get around the bottom. The tomato likes air to get around the bottom. Oh, there's another one I missed. It's a little sucker right there. So what I also do is, any low branches, you're not going to grow fruit here, right? And if you do, it's just going to rot. And also, I companion plant. So I have Swiss chard growing here, and I have beets growing here. And once you see these lower branches, what they're doing is they're just shading out my companion plants. So what I do, and I know it feels terrible to do this to your, beloved plants that you started from seeds, but I actually take these lower branches and I just remove them. They aren't necessary for photosynthesis. Now, I have this poor, sad-looking plant, but this is actually a very healthy plant, and it's actually going to grow a ton of tomatoes, because basically what I've done is I've left all the branches that grow food. It has plenty of leaves to do photosynthesis, okay? It has a strong root system. It's got a big, fat, strong stem. And as it gets a little bigger, I'm going to trellis it, and I'll show you guys how I do that when I do it. But yeah, basically now, I've turned this into a tomato growing machine, basically. All right, I'm going to show you the result on one that I did before. So here's one I've got growing in a container. And this one I've already what do you call it? I've already trimmed. I've already pruned it. Got all the suckers out of it. And as you can see, what I have left are the fruit bearing stems. Now, this one is starting to flower out. So pretty much every one of these, or most of these, is going to get a tomato on it. You can see we have the flowers that are about ready to open up. And I have flowering right there, flowering right here, and flowering, let's see, there's some more. Anyway, oh yeah, right here, this whole part is flowering right here. So that every one of these has the potential to, these little flower things, has a potential to become a tomato. And now here's what you do. Once they start to flower, what you're going to do is you're just going to help it along. You just go like this. You just give a little jingle, 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 jingle. And what that does is that it helps the process of pollinating. You're basically doing the work of the bee. You just shake it up a little bit, it loosens it up, and then it can be pollinated more easily. So if you do that, you are going to triple your tomato yield. And I'll bet when you come back, when I'll make another video in about this is going to be ready in about 30 more days, and about another month from now, this is just going to be full of green tomatoes. So you'll see. I'll probably when it's said and done, out of this one plant, I will probably get about 40 tomatoes, 30 or 40 tomatoes out of one little plant.